Millions of people have spent the last 20 years literally just wishing for a different life, only to wake up and realize absolutely nothing has changed. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to strip away all the mystical magic of manifestation. We're looking at the hard facts of why it actually works, and, maybe more importantly, why it so often doesn't. So let's just tackle the elephant in the room right off the bat, right? If the law of attraction is supposedly this universal law, kind of like gravity, why on earth doesn't it work for everyone? Think about it. Gravity doesn't just work for the few people who believe in it hard enough, it works for everyone, 24/7. But with manifestation, we see millions of people incredibly frustrated while only a tiny, tiny fraction actually watch their goals materialize. That massive gap between the theory and the reality? That's exactly what we're going to decode today.
Section 1. The brain's secret mechanism. How thoughts wire the mind.
To figure this out, we actually need to step totally away from the wishful thinking and look at the hard neurological blueprint of how your brain processes focused desire. Because when you repeatedly visualize a goal, you aren't just daydreaming, okay? You're actually engaging in a very real biological process called neuroplasticity. You are physically building strong new neural pathways. And why does this matter? Well, because your brain literally cannot tell the difference between vivid imagination and reality. When you consistently picture an outcome, your brain wires itself as if it's already happening, giving you laser-like clarity and directing your subconscious right toward that goal.
Now let's talk about the reticular activating system, or RAS. This is absolutely crucial. It's a network of neurons that acts as the ultimate gatekeeper between your conscious and subconscious mind. Right now, literally at this very second, there are millions of bits of data flying around your environment. Your RAS filters out 99% of that noise just to keep you sane. It strictly focuses your awareness on what you've actively trained it to care about.
And honestly, the best way to understand the RAS is the smartphone algorithm analogy. We've all been there, right? You search for a new phone online, check a couple of reviews, and suddenly, everywhere you look, every app, every website, you are bombarded with ads for that exact phone. It feels kind of creepy, but those internet algorithms are just feeding you what you focus on, while your brain's RAS is the exact same kind of algorithm just for your physical reality. We see this all the time with the classic car on the road analogy. Say you decide firmly that you want to buy a very specific red sports car. You've just told your RAS, hey, this is a top priority. And suddenly, you start seeing that exact red car everywhere. It's not like those cars just magically spawned into existence. They were always there. But before, your RAS filtered them out as just irrelevant background noise. Now, it pulls them into your conscious awareness, making you hyper-aware of opportunities that were literally invisible to you yesterday.
Section 2. Secrets hidden in ancient wisdom. From modern science to Vedic philosophy.
But here's where it gets really wild. This isn't just modern science. Our ancestors actually understood this exact same mechanism thousands of years ago. Listen to this incredible verse from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. You are what your deep driving desire is. As your desire is, so is your will. As your will is, so is your deed. As your deed is, so is your destiny. This proves that ancient Vedic philosophy was pointing directly to the very concepts we now market as the law of attraction. Way before we had brain scans to track neural pathways, these ancient thinkers knew that the absolute origin point of your destiny is your deepest desire.
This maps out that ancient pipeline perfectly. It all starts with a deep, driving desire. That creates what's known as a vasana, which is basically an unmanifested seed of potential energy inside you. Once you nourish that seed, it naturally compels your karma, or your actions. Because let's be real, you simply cannot take aligned action without a true desire pushing you. And finally, those repeated actions forge your ultimate destiny. So it goes like this. Desire leads to intent leads to action, and action leads to reality.
Section 3. The real problem. Your nature. The missing link in manifestation.
So, if modern neuroplasticity and ancient Upanishad philosophy line up so perfectly, why does manifestation still fail for so many people? Well, the profound diagnosis and really the absolute core of our explainer today is this missing link. Misalignment with your inherent nature. Your inherent nature is your true, authentic self. It's intricately shaped by your genetics, your early environment, your foundational experiences. And the massive, glaring mistake people make is trying to manifest desires that actively contradict who they actually are at their core.
Let's compare two different paths to see exactly how this plays out. Imagine an introvert. They deeply value quiet focus, but they get seduced by the idea of fame and try to manifest this spotlight life as a politician. What happens? Even if they make some progress, they're going to crash and burn. They'll be utterly stressed because they're fighting their own nature every single day. But consider the alternative. If that same introvert aligns with their natural tendencies and manifests a life as, say, a researcher or a writer, they unlock immense joy and incredible success. They're finally swimming with the current of their true self, not fighting against it.
Section 4. How to discover yourself. The roadmap to aligned manifestation.
This brings us to a really vital realization. You simply cannot manifest something that fights your true self. Period. To align your desires with your true nature, it takes rigorous practice. It means constantly questioning why you want what you want and objectively observing your own behaviors. You've got to quiet the noise through regular meditation, establish a healthy baseline with fierce positive self-talk, and only then engage in daily visualization. You only do that once those affirmations actually match your authentic identity.
Because, let's be entirely clear here, manifestation is not just daydreaming in a locked room. It's not sitting alone crossing your fingers and blindly hoping to wake up a millionaire. That's a passive fantasy. True manifestation requires you to actually step out, explore the world, constantly learn new things, and take massive, aligned action in the real world. Your brain's RAS will spot the opportunities for sure, but you still have to be the one to actually walk through the door.
To truly become the creator of your own world, you have to look inward before you can effectively look outward. I want you to leave this explainer asking yourself this final, absolutely critical question. Are the goals you're chasing right now truly your own, or are they fighting your inherent nature? Are you trying to manifest your destiny or someone else's? Take a hard look at who you actually are, because once you do, you might just find that the things you've been desperately chasing, well, they aren't what you actually wanted at all.